Om Gam Ganapatiye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapatiye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapatiye Namaha. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Brahma Mira Striparan Takare. Banushashi Bhumi Sito. Budasha Gurusha Shukra. Shani Rahu Keteva. Sarve Graha Shantikara Bhavantu. Om Hrim Buraya Namah. Om Hrim Brisapatiye Namah. Om Hrim Shukraya Namah. Om Namah Shivaya. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to KozmicKev100 for this week, beginning with the weekend of the 11th of August, 2023. Now, what's happening today, Friday, is we've got this waning moon, and it's in a lunar mansion known as Mrigashira. So Mrigashira is the deer's head. Mrigashira is the story of Brahma lusting after his own daughter that he created, and the daughter creates herself into a doe and flees, just runs away because that's not good. And he Brahma, still like convinced he needs to be with his daughter, turns himself into a stag, pursues her. Shiva sees this. We've got Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva's like, we are not having cosmic incest today, and so the stag's head gets cut off by Shiva. So, I mean, Brahma's for some reason not destroyed, but the deer's head is in the sky, and the deer's head is Mrigashira, and Mrigashira is ruled by Mars. Mrigashira is half Taurus, half Gemini. I think we would see it in the Gemini section today, because, yeah, the latter part. So, that's the story of Mrigashira. Now, the other thing about it is okay, so you've got all, in Vedic astrology, all the air signs meet an earth sign in a nakshatra that's ruled by Mars. And the first one is Mrigashira. And then the second one is Shitra, the celestial architect. And then the third one is Dynista, who's kind of like a musician and a leader in some ways. And so we see all of these are, we start with Taurus, Gemini, Mrigashira, we have Virgo, Libra, we get Shitra, and then we have Capricorn, Aquarius, and then we have Dynista. And why is this? Is because the qualities of earth, artha, the art of living, and air, kama, making connection, wanting sensual pleasures, they actually, both of these elements kind of create logic, and Mars is considered to be a logistician, even though Mars is only in fire and water signs, Scorpio and Aries. We find, as far as rulership goes, in this nakshatra we find somewhat logic. So Mercury and Venus teaches us about our passions. Mars teaches us about independence and about getting rid of evil, generally speaking, where we're going to take a stand. And it's probably, it's good to know about these things. That's what I would say. Western astrology, we have got a Gemini moon today. The moon is going, so it's Gemini in both systems, going into Cancer at 3:28, rather, no, at 3:52 p.m. 3:52 p.m. this afternoon, we'll have a moon going into Cancer. So this weekend, the moon's in Cancer, all Saturday, all Sunday, Friday night, everything coming up Cancer until Monday. And, it's a waning moon period. We've got a new moon this week as well. That new moon will be a new moon in Leo, but in Vedic astrology, that new moon's actually on August 16th, early in the morning at 2:38 a.m. That moon's still in Cancer. And, of course, that moon will be also in pretty close to the Gandanta, the knot between a water and a fire sign. So the 16th, this new moon, is a very volatile new moon. It's in the lunar mansion that's ruled by the Nagas, the snakes, known as Ashlesha. So Ashlesha is the snake. It's Mercury ruled. It happens on a Wednesday. That makes it a very powerful Wednesday, a very powerful Mercury day this Wednesday with the new moon. So there's a lot of change coming. There'll be the changing of the guard on Wednesday. By midnight that night, or certainly by the next day, the sun will be in sidereal Leo. It'll be in Vedic Leo as well as Western Leo. So by Tuesday, we can expect this new shift and this new appreciation of our Dharma. But we've had 2 new moons in Cancer in Vedic astrology. So we're really being asked to look at the Divine Mother. We're really being asked to look at our emotional state. We're really looking to acknowledge our memories, our history, the night sky, what nurtures us, what causes us to feel comfort and discomfort. And so that is the way it works. And these are tough times, you know. We've been divided by, over the last years, by crazy mandates based on money. With the holy word of science snipped into it. Does science make mistakes? Oh my God, yes, science changes every day, folks. Every day. And it seems like money's changing every day too. So anyhow, I'm so grateful to be here. I'm grateful for you. So yeah, we do have a new moon in Western Leo on the 16th, but like I said, it's kind of a volatile day, and you know, and I'm sure it's indicative of perhaps even a volatile cycle where we just got to put our best foot forward. Venus is still retrograde, and Mercury is going to be retrograde as well too next week. So we got a lot on our plate right now, and so we're just kind of keep everything on the chill vibe. And I'm going to go sign by sign and give you a horoscope. How's that sound? I'm starting with you, Aries. And before we do this, though, I want to say, please subscribe. I'm working my way towards 1,000 subscribers, and I'm almost there because of good people like you. And please share it with your friends. Some people have a hard time remembering passwords for YouTube, and I get that. I wish they made this stuff easier. You know, I'm technology. I'm a little bit challenged myself. I can use some help. But you know, I appreciate your comments. I appreciate you subscribing. And like I said, we're gonna do this. Aries, welcome to your horoscope. So you know, Leo's a fire sign. Leo's in your 5th house. So this is a time to be in your heart. This is a time to explore your creative options. One of the things that's happening this weekend as well is, or what happened is, Venus retrograded into sidereal Cancer. So there's this new moon coming on. Even though it's in your 5th house in Leo, there's sort of this mushy, spongy kind of, and maybe even steamed up energy that goes along with it, and we need some resolve. Now, one of the good resolves is you've got Mars in the 6th house. 6th house Mars is like the perfect Mars for exercise, for working out and doing your best to hit the gym, go swimming, do a little jogging early in the morning before it gets too hot, do your yoga practice. All of this is going to help. Eat right. That'll be 80% of you getting in even better shape. Greetings, Taurus, and welcome to your horoscope. So, you know, we've got this whole thing of Jupiter and Uranus being together this week. Of course, Uranus is going backwards, and looking at that just makes me think, okay, how are we doing this? Well, actually, Uranus is still direct, and Jupiter is still direct. So, I mean, they're getting out of each other's way, actually. Somehow, they're working on getting out. Jupiter's actually slowing down a bit, but there's been a time of expansion, inspiration, and shocks this year for Taurus. And Leo time's about the hearth and home and family and parents, how you treat them, how you remember them. Venus is there in the 4th house, but it's kind of about to go back into, closer, it's inching its way closer to this other placement. And it's really been kind of like in your 5th house, you've been celebrating love, but now there's a more introspect kind of love. One of my astrology friends says that the Venus retrograde is about past lovers coming back. I mean, that sounds kind of fun and exciting, but it also sounds like something that could hurt current lovers, and so you got to be really sensitive about that type of thing. And man, I certainly, love is a foundation to be worked upon. It is not something to be taken lightly. And although in the modern world many of us have had many loves, I just don't like leaving that unempathetic carnage and having unresolved feelings of hurt, Guard against those. Okay. Greetings, Gemini. Well, Moon's in Gemini today, so until a little bit before 4 o'clock. Gemini tries to see things on both sides of the story. Leo time is 3rd house, so this is friends, this is the environment, this is where you gain information, you work with your hands, yay! And you're a good networker, you're really good at finding out about different things. And a lot of times you're good about seeing both sides of the story. I think this is why the poet Bob Dylan was such a great songwriter. He imagined what it was like to be the despised person, and that's so beautiful. When we can walk a mile in other people's shoes, we extend more empathy. So Mercury right now, I believe, is in Virgo, and that's an exalted place for Mercury to be. So we don't want to give up on our Mercury in Virgo, but it will go retrograde a week from Wednesday. So we're getting, I guess, kind of closer to the shadow period of that. Greetings, Cancer, and welcome to your horoscope. So what do we got going on for you? Well, I mean, Leo time is your 2nd house. 2nd house is where we make the money. So we see we see Venus there, and we see the Sun there. That's good stuff. Now, sometimes when Venus is going through your 2nd house, it makes you want to buy luxury items. Eat too many sweets. And, I mean, if it's fruit, it's probably not that bad. Dried fruit gets a little more concentrated, gets a little more iffy at that point. Something to look at, how you're managing your money. And I think if you bought a luxury item earlier last month, you might be returning it because Venus is retrograde. So there you go. It's been a lot of transformation in relationships for Cancer, especially if you're born the last few days of Cancer, the 19th, 20th, 21st, 22nd, those days. You've had Pluto opposing your Sun. It's been, it's been a little bit difficult. But you got good friends. You've got inspiring parties to go to, and the Moon's going to be in Cancer this weekend. So really, it's all about you. You're grounding. You're getting on your feet again. Greetings, Leo, and welcome to your horoscope. Happy birthday to my Leo friends having birthdays this weekend. I know tomorrow my ex, Teresa Enslin, is turning 61, so happy birthday to you. And happy birthday to Shelley, who I think his birthday is the 12th as well, who's turning 62. And happy birthday to Robert Dresden, who's turning 68 on the 14th. And happy birthday to all my Leo friends out there. Allie Allie's birthday. I think Allie's turning 27 on the 17th, and so yeah, all these good people I'm grateful for, and I'm grateful for you for tuning in today. You know, Venus brings the love in your life, and even if it's retrograde, it's like Venus is kind of slowing down for Leo, making Leo look a little better, do a little better, and you know, I want my people doing better, so why not? You know, sun's in your first house, life should be an adventure. This new moon, you know, that's your kind of like the second new moon for you in this cycle almost. It should motivate you to do good things, and it'll motivate you to move forward in ways you've never moved. Alright, so greetings Virgo, welcome to your horoscope. Well, it's interesting how both Mars and Mercury, Mercury's exalted in Virgo, so that means you've got your thinking cap on. You have really deep understanding of things right now. Now Mars is sort of opposite of Mercury. We say that Mars rules surgery, Mars rules physical activity. Mercury rules cleaning up your diet and getting healthy through a cleaner diet and lifestyle. These are both important things. We need to be physically active, and we need to eat the right stuff. Now, a lot of people are really angry about fat shaming because fat's a lot more common. Problem is that we don't want to hurt our corporations by having them not feed us the poison that they're allowed to in this country and that they're not allowed to in Europe and Canada. You know, like high fructose corn syrup, red dye number 3, all these kind of things that actually lead to problems. And the thing is I want you all doing your best, being as healthy as you can be. And sometimes people have glandular problems, weight, and other emotional reasons that we get into this place. But the thing is to just be the best you can be with what you've got, you know. And you know, some people are naturally more kapha. But unfortunately, in the country I live in, the United States, people have gotten a lot heavier and a lot more unhealthy, particularly in the last 40 years, noticeably so. So, you know, we want to check into that. We want to say, why did this happen? You know, more than just say, let's celebrate the fact that we're getting sicker and that, you know, every sick body should be celebrated. I mean, it's like, you know, I mean, it's not like that, you know. When we're injured or hurt, we want healing mostly. We need to accept our injury, but we want to be able to be healed and be whole. And Virgo, you're aware of this. Like, we need to spread more healing. And you're really good at bringing critical analysis. Now, the problem with Virgo is, like, how can we be critical about what's good, what's working for us, what we deserve to celebrate? And when I think of myself and my American heritage, what I like to celebrate is the inventiveness of America, how so many immigrants came without knowing English or anything, and they made a life. They came in, they learned, they worked together, and they did all these things. We've invented airplanes, radio, television here, computers, all kinds of stuff. Now some of these things have made our life actually more complicated and more dangerous in some ways. But you know, jazz music and national parks, I'll always go to jazz music and national parks and say I love America. And I love you, Virgo. Stay smart, because we need you right now. And relationship issues might be a little bit dicey, but you've got help. You've got a lot of inspiration, and your guru, your teacher is coming to you. So know that. Okay. Hello, Libra. Welcome to your horoscope. Keeping everything in the balance. Venus is retrograde. It's in your 11th house. This implies that you would meet somebody at a party that you used to know, all of a sudden shows up. Don't you love that when that happens? So, like, especially for those of you who are more like middle-aged or older, it's like, wow, when the friends come to the past and they've kind of weathered the storms of life, there's so much beauty and so much growth that comes from that greater understanding that, well, I could be wrong, but I think we need to open ourselves up. I so appreciate Robert Kennedy Jr. I appreciate Cornel West for even their political contributions right now, just bringing some different quality questions into the equation that really deserve to be looked at. And the people, that dismiss them, I'm going to say this: look deeper, folks. You've got to look deeper about these people and investigate them. Not so much, you don't worry about Cornel West and RFK Jr. Worry about the people that say, oh, they're dangerous. Those are the people you should start investigating, because those are the people with a bunch of money in their pockets from other people saying that censorship is good and that being open-minded is dangerous. And Libra prizes himself on being open-minded. So in your socio-political group, that's where Venus and the Sun is right now. It's open yourself up, let everybody have a chance, and don't worry about it. You know what I mean? Let's let everybody have a chance. The sky's not falling. It's being intentionally sprayed with some weird chemicals. I mean, come on now. Yeah. When they say conspiracy theory, they mean go back to sleep. We don't want you knowing about what we're up to. So, greetings, Scorpio. Welcome to your horoscope. So, I mean, Scorpio Leo is another fixed sign. And really, of the fixed signs, Aquarius, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Leo and Scorpio carry the most authority. One's ruled by the Sun, the other one's ruled by Mars, or Mars and Pluto, or Mars and Ketu, if you want to go Vedic, the south node of the moon. And so right now there's a little bit of performance anxiety, because this is where you fulfill your karma to other people, and Venus is retrograde, and most of you are Vedic Libras anyhow. So Venus retrograde for most Scorpios is severe stuff. Scorpios are lovers, people. That's where the passion is. And Leo is also a lover. Most Leos are Vedic Cancers, so there's this kind of mama nurturing quality about most Leos, especially if they're born the 15th and before. We're really looking at this, and seeing what's going on. And Venus is going back into sidereal Cancer. It's still going to be in Leo in Western astrology, but the actual constellation. So there's going to be this sort of I was kind of courageous, but now I'm feeling kind of sentimental about the past, and so you're watching these relationships, whether they're at work or in a different kind of context while traveling or something. You can meet somebody from the past and just rekindle a romance and fall in love again. That could easily happen to anyone. But mostly it's do your creative work. Write new songs, paint new pictures, a new book, a new choreography, a new playwright. All Scorpio creative stuff needs to come out. Sagittarius, greetings, welcome to your horoscope. So, Leo time's a great time because Leo's in your ninth house. Ninth house brings good fortune. Ninth house is the luckiest house in the zodiac. Ninth house rules travel. Ninth house rules religions. Ninth house rules foreign culture, foreign languages. Ninth house rules philanthropy, helping other people, just being gracious and generous. Ninth house rules higher education. It's all about learning. Sagittarius is considered a learned sign. In a lot of ways, the sign of Leo activates your Sagittarian qualities like no one else. A lot of Sagittarians I know are good teachers. This is a teacher of higher information, higher subjects that's coming on. Now let's look at the Jupiter thing. Jupiter's in Taurus in Western astrology. So Jupiter right now is telling you to have a better diet. It's telling you to help other people more, to donate to the poor, and to do service work, and to have a better relationship with your coworkers. Simple formula for complicated times. Okay, greetings Capricorn, welcome to your horoscope. Yes, I know. Yes, RFK Jr. is a Capricorn. He's a Capricorn, and Pluto's on his sun sign right now as he's going through this, so his life is really under incredible change. You know, it's like a life and death thing. And he's got a lot of insights too. That's the thing that's been fascinating me. He has insights that aren't being shared normally, and it's important. And I love the integrity. There's a certain kind of integrity in the Kennedy family. I know it's not, you know, there might have been some affairs or something and things like that at one time, but, you know, hey, you know, we're all natural animals, people. You can't beat people up too much for that, really. We're all vulnerable, you know. That's what I would say. Maybe not all. There's some people that really walk the straight and narrow super well. But I think the majority of us are vulnerable. So Capricorn, we're learning about vulnerability. We're also getting great insights. Learning about new things. Relationship-wise, there's a lot of power with your partner. It's a lot about other people's money. This is not an easy transit period for Capricorns in general. I mean, the nice part is Saturn in the third house. It's like being more established in your community, being more thoughtful about communication blocks and issues. Writing letters and sending thank you notes is such a sweet way, even though it's an old school way of just reaching out to people. And if somebody's passing away, you know, sending a sympathy card, sending your condolences, is super important, you know. Lost some good people in these times, and it's heartbreaking, you know. It is so heartbreaking, just looking at all these different transits. Thing is right now, you're learning to be more of a people person. You're learning to engage with others more effectively. And we need people. People make it. Alright, greetings Aquarius, welcome to your horoscope. So here you are. Sun's transiting your 7th house, and Venus is retrograde in your 7th house, all about relationship. And, you know, it's, whew. I have an Aquarian friend I'm thinking of, and you know, he's in a great relationship with a great woman. Happens to be a Venus on the Vedic scale. I like to think of people in my Vedic astrology terms. And it's working, you know, like he's got a great woman in his life, she's a little bit older than him, and just kind of backing him up as he plays his music. And he's talented. He's a Danista son. He's got a great sense of music, and he's working it. And I'm privileged and proud to see all of my friends, people in my tribe, just moving forward with the things they're good at. Now, I had received some sad news today that an Aquarian friend that I knew passed away, and she was only 68 years old. She was not, or 67. Yeah, she was only 67. She was not that old, and it's heartbreaking. You know. You know, was she experimented on? You know, people would ask that from the big pharma side of things. Oh God, so many of us were. You know, so many of us. And it's heartbreaking. It was framed in the thing of doing the right thing. And so, how do we bring life? How do we correct situations in love? Love is patient, love is kind, love is staying in there and working on it. And if you think love is just a feeling and it's not work, let me tell you, the best relationships are worth working on. And if you work on it, you'll establish a relationship that's going to be incredible and take you through the ages. I know a couple who has been together for like 65 years. They haven't passed away yet, and they're just the most amazing people, although they're very old and suffering right now. But that's the stuff, folks. Okay, Pisces, winding this up. Listen to your partners, you know. Mercury is going to go retrograde, Mars is there. You might be sensing some kind of antagonism or something, but really, I think people are going to be more diplomatic towards you. You're going to learn to be kinder about people you have issues with. And like I've said before, the best thing to say is just go right with it. Don't be in denial or in a sense of fight. What we might need to do is reframe these people's truth, because I see sometimes people are antagonistic and they'll exaggerate and they'll change things to incriminate or make somebody look bad. Don't do that. You know, the truth should stand on its own without embellishment. And if anything, we want to move things towards empathy, why somebody might do something, and help them understand it, and bring people back into more loving interpersonal relationships with each other. That's really the thing. I mean, Leo time for Pisces is all about work. It's about helping others and working. And Jupiter in Taurus, that helps you relate to the community better. That helps you relate to your siblings better, and helps you become a better writer, a better artist, a better musician. So that inspiration is there for you. And we're with, you know, Mars and Mercury on the other side of Neptune and Saturn, I'd say you have to move sometimes. You know, you can't just stay stuck, moving slow. Sometimes you have to take risk and move forward to get what you really want. With that said, I want to say it's been a blessing and an honor to be with you. Please don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell notification, share this with your friends, share your comments. I'm open to improvement. I know I'm not perfect. There's a lot more that I could do to make things better, but I want us to all come together, and I want us to be able to have bodily autonomy and freedom from any kind of oppression that would try to make us do something that is ultimately going to hurt ourselves and the planet. So much love to you all today. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.